Hi, welcome to the next talk on culture, society and foreign policy in times of change. My name is Karolina Jakoweńko. It's great that you're here with us. This talk will be held in English and you may wonder why I'm in a new place. I'm in Gliwice in Upper Silesia in Poland, a very special place in the Museum of the Jews of Upper Silesia. And I will talk today with Karolina Jakoweńko, the director of the museum, about the links, how she is guarding this museum because it's a unique place of a new approach of culture of remembrance, and of course about her work today. Very welcome. What makes this place so special?
Thank you, Karolina, for your interview and your time. This place, first of all, is very special for myself because I am running this Jewish topic for last 13 years, and it was like an award or an honor to run this place since 2016. So first of all, for me, because I'm very in the Jewish past and very in Jewish history and remembrance, of course. And the second, because this place is it's totally unique. First of all, because of the architecture, style and design, and the architect who built this place from Vienna, Max Fleischer, how it looks inside, outside, and what was in the past. This place was a funeral house, in the past Beit Tahara in Hebrew, which means funeral house. It was running for before the war, from the beginning of 20th century till the war, the Second World War, as a funeral house and Jewish funeral house. And also because nowadays it changed into the museum. We are a part of a local city museum, Jewish House of Remembrance in Upper Silesia, of course. And we have here a very, I think, rich schedule of how we are trying to answer what was the past, Jewish past in this place, in this region, and also we are trying to somehow to introduce it nowadays into huge, also local, but anyway huge publicity who is coming here from cities or abroad, it depends. So we are trying to keep the past, the history about the local Jews, which means about Jews from German past till, because it was a Gliwice, as you said, till 1945, and about what happened after the war. It started to be a Polish city, Gliwice, this place, and other places around, of course, because we are in the former borderland. So how it was running and how the history was, Jewish history was happening here, was running here.
You yourself, you're Polish origin, from Beijing,
yes,
and you're running these museums for some years. So what is your personal motivation to be so engaged, remembering especially the German past, the past of German Jews?
Okay, so I'm like a bridge between Polish Jewish history and German Jewish history, of course local, very local. As you said, I'm from Beijing. There was almost 30,000 of Jews before the Second World War. It was a huge community, one of the biggest before the First World War, especially in Poland. The city is like 40 kilometers from here. And I started there to discover, because when I was a kid, nobody told me that it was such a Jewish city before the Second World War. I don't have any background, Jewish background, as far as I know, but I checked it already, so I do not. And nobody told me, so it was my own way of discover, of looking for how it was before in my family town, because I'm originally from Beijing. And then when I was so involved in the Jewish past, with Polish Jewish past, there was this huge opportunity to run this place. Somebody, the director of the museum, Grzegorz Krawczyk, of this museum in Gliwice, invited me to run this place. It was wow. It was like a wow, because we have, in Belgium, we have a very small NGO, local organization, and here it was, wow, this is something. So, from that time, this 2016, I am like a bridge between. I want to somehow connect this both very different Polish Jewish, German Jewish history, but very, and also very, very hard, of course, somehow to connect and to present and to remember about German Jews from this part of our region and about Polish Jews from other part of our region. So this is what I'm doing. The question why I'm so involved, I think my heart is still in Belgium. I have to say that. But anyway, this is a very important history, because when we are thinking and talking about Jewish German, Jews from here, from the former Germany, there is nobody.
What do you mean by that?
There is nobody who will talk about them, who will think and feel and also teach about this history. I mean, nobody except us, the people who are living here nowadays. Because there is no more German, almost, in this...
But you have the German minority.
Yes, this is minority, but there is no German Jews here, for sure. Because all of them who not escape during the 30s were sent and killed especially in Kale Auschwitz. So nobody except us, except people, young people, not so young, but who are living here, will tell about the history. Because there is no, they don't have any relatives, no more generation who will remember, who will discover this history. They are the German Jews from here. They are like dead people. They are already, because there is no continuation.
And how you would describe how Poland treats the past? That I mean, here on the nowadays territory of Poland, so many Jews used to live before the Second World War. So how Poland is remembering the history have taken place on the ground.
Here, you mean in the former...
In Poland, let's say in Poland,
So, there are like two ways. There is one way, in general, when we are talking about Poland, not only about us, okay? So then I will try to say something more about our place in Poland. Because in general in Poland there is a huge movement, which is telling us, which is showing, reminding about Jews from Poland. This is this beautiful Polin Museum in Warsaw. We have one of the biggest festivals in Europe, in Krakow, during the summer. We have a lot of people, those are my friends, because we have a special group, leaders of dialogue, which is running by the Forum of Dialogue, the foundation from Warsaw. But the leader of this foundation is from Gliwice. This is also interesting, and he was involved in developing this place also in the beginning, Andrzej Folwarczny. But there are a lot of people like me, like us, who are running this place all over Poland, like 100-something people who are doing such things to remind the Jewish history in their small places, villages like Jedwabne, like huge Lublin, like Przemyśl, Kraków, Łódź, Chełmno, other places all over Poland. So there is a huge movement, which is great. And we are like telling how it really was, that it was this beautiful history of Polish Jews who were developing, who were building our places, who had a home in Poland, real home, Polin. Not a small region, but we are a small museum. We are telling just about the local history. and people who are coming here, they are very, very involved in this topic, and they are their feelings about what we are doing here are very, very positive. I don't know, again, where
So you never felt this here on the ground in the museum?
Never.
Never.
There was no action, there was nothing like anti-Semitism here or in all my work, in Będzin, wherever, never here in this region. But I know how is in Białystok, how is in Warsaw, that there are this huge movement against this national movement who are also on the streets with a very anti-Semitism sentences on the boards, yes, and they are repeating and screaming it.
But how big it is, just to give us a number?
I have no idea how big it is, but it shouldn't be like that anyway. After what happened to the Jews here in this land, before when the pogrom started, during the war, and after, of course. But again, I started with this, that we have just 10,000 Jews, just 10,000 Jews, something like that. But why is like that? That there are people who still saying that we don't like Jews, but there is the question if they know any Jews. This is the same question which were in the 30s, I think, and after the war. Do you know any Jews? Why do we are behaving? Why you don't like Jews? And there is no answer. This is the stupidity of.
So what you do, like as a museum, to prevent this kind of
we are not so focusing.
Yeah,
we are not. Of course, we are learning about this. That it was in the past, and we can show in the example of the past how it shouldn't be nowadays, because it's still running. Of course, we cannot compare to the 30s, what was in Germany during the 30s, but it still shouldn't be like that. So this is the way how we can run our institution in this direction. But we are not so focusing. We are focusing on the remembrance in general, remembrance about Jewish past, but of course because of in the way. How do you present? How do you remember? What are you doing with the remembrance? You can show to the people how they should behave to the Jewish history and the Jewish past.
And what are the new approaches? Because I introduced you, wonderful museum, as like an example for a new approach dealing with the past, dealing with the history of the Jews. This multicultural dialogue. So what are the new approaches?
I think that the new and the most important is, of course, education. This is our goal, to educate people who are conscious about where they are living and what was the past in this region, in general, also in Poland, and what was where are we? I mean, that we are in former German town or German region. This is our approach, and to promote this place as a modern, with a beautiful core exhibition about Jews in Upper Silesia, which present this life and the history in very modern way. You saw it already, so you can agree with me, I hope. And this is and also. How to speak with young people and to deal with them this part of the past.
And what's the biggest challenge nowadays to especially include young people and to make them interested in this story?
To catch them somehow and to catch them to focus them on this history. This is what are the tools to do it, because they are so focused on in a billion other things. And it's okay, because when I was 16 or 19, I wasn't thinking in the Jewish past. What was that in that time? It's okay, but we want to present this past as something universal, and something when from what you can learn about the world, how it is working, and that there are a different kind of people, there are different kind of culture, religion, and this is okay because this is power of our world and how the world is running. Of course, the example of the world is not good, but we wish to think like that, and we wish to be in a good, nice place with all this diversity. This is a good word. All this diversity which is building more conscious, more beautiful place for whole people.
Is there one personality from this exhibition that fascinates the visitors the most? Like from Germany, from Poland, like one famous representative of the community?
I thought that you will ask for me, but...
Yeah, why not? I mean,
okay,
you can
so
answer
in
both.
general, there is one famous person from Gliwice, and it's Oskar Karo. Oskar Troplowicz. Oskar Karo is also important, but not so famous. Oskar Troplowicz. This is a man who born here and who invited...
Probably also in one of these...
Yes, of course. Who
invited
the most popular cream. Nivea cream. So, Oskar Troplowicz. Nivea cream is much more famous than his name, I think.
Yeah, I think so
But
too.
for me, one of the most touching person and important person is Arthur Kochman. He was the last leader of Jewish community in Gliwice, and his life was like very active and he was like a very also social man. He was always with the poor people and the people who had problems. He was living in a very hard time, 20s, 30s. So during the Nazi time, he was always he was always in the good side with the Jewish community, of course, against the Nazi system. And he passed away. He was killed in Auschwitz, but he was very involved, connected with the Gliwice. It was his hometown. It was his Jerusalem, let's say. Jerusalem, the most important place for the Jews from all over the world.
He has also a special place in your exhibition here in your museum. You present his photograph.
Yeah, and now we are trying to do some project about how to promote. This is also our approach. How to promote the main exhibition, and we will developing small things from there into bigger. So we are just producing an exhibition just about Arthur Kochman.
And at the very end, what are the challenges in your work? I mean, here locally, but also in terms of Poland, or perhaps even like if you look on these European challenges for the culture of remembrance.
Oh, I think that first of all, in this museum, we are a young museum. And we would like to be a part of all this tour who are coming to Poland to visit, like Krakow as a Jewish town, Warsaw as a Jewish town.
And not only Krakow,
yes, not
Auschwitz.
Only, let's be a part of it in other, to show the history in other way, because we are not repeating what was in Warsaw, what was in Krakow, in Lublin, but we are showing something new, something fresh, unique, because from the German perspective, let's say, yes, because we are talking about, it's not so obvious to people who are coming here. They are sometimes surprised why in this cemetery there are like gravestone with German names. So we have to repeat, we have to educate that we are a part of former Germany. That's why it is. So yes, we would like to be more recognizing, let's say, for me.
So what is the challenge, perhaps, because we were talking about Poland and Europe?
I think the biggest challenge is to promote more this local history in the context of Poland. Also for Poland to take this German past as also Polish past as nowadays Polish history. This is a challenge, yes, because when we are thinking about Silesia region, we are not thinking in general as a former German region. Yeah, it's a Poland. Now Upper Silesia is a Poland. Yeah, but there is another past here, German past. So maybe to promote it more.
So this multicultural past, like to promote it, it's still a challenge.
It's still a challenge, for sure, especially in the schools. Even here, where we are in Gliwice, Bytom, Katowice, etc. This topic is not so obvious and not so popular. I mean, because we have this main core of the education and the regional, regional histories is not so well known.
And you wish more support, let's say from the German side or from Poland or Israel? I mean, also financially. Or you free in this way that you get all the support?
Yeah, because we are a part of a museum in Gliwice, of course, and this is not so huge city. It's still big, but it's not so, and the institution is not so huge. So always we are trying to find support, especially when we want to do some bigger projects, like some temporary exhibition, like I don't know, to print a book in German. So we need still support.
You have so many books, of course, not all related to.
Yeah, it's not our. It's just a library. Yes,
yeah,
we just have like 6 or something our books, but it's still now we are translating this one. It's a guide through the Gliwice
about love,
yes, this is
life,
very nice.
and death. About the Jews of Gliwice,
and it's only it's a history only of the German Jews from Gliwice, and we are translating it, and we have some small support to publish this book in Germany.
You have wonderful pictures here. Also, how this city looked like.
Yeah,
with the city center and also the famous personalities from here.
And this is the question: how to promote it in Germany? Yes, because as I understand, this is also interesting for them as a German people, and
also about here.
This is our name. It is a huge
city.
Yes, museum book which was published by our museum. And its biography of the Gliwice, it's a huge part is about the German Gliwice.
So more cooperation, more
always.
So you're open.
Especially with people, yes, those who would like to come. Like there are in Auschwitz, there is a lots of residents, let's say, the people who are coming, groups are coming and staying there and to do some workshop with the tourists or children from Auschwitz. Yeah, why not trying here?
Okay, thank you so much for introducing your work, also speaking about all the challenges as a museum, remembering German history also, I would say, and of course a very important topic, interesting topic, how to deal with the past. And so thank you so much for the openness, and for all of you who are interested in the next talk, just click the button and you will be informed. See you soon.
Thank you, Karolina.
Thank you, Karolina.